Fully Alive is the first track on the Awakened EP, and it represents the first week also of the devotional part of the project. It's all about coming alive and not just sleepwalking our way through life. It's about the process that we go through when we fully engage with who God is and who we are and what happens to us as we do that. Fully Alive is all about that season in life when our senses are switched on because God has breathed on us. It's about realizing that every part of our being is made to praise. And when we live in that place, we are fully alive. We're fully engaged. We're not kind of half and half awake, half asleep. We're fully alive. And that results in flying. Like it's an incredible feeling of knowing that God is with you in every minute and every moment and every sense, and how our senses pick up on him in places where they may not have seen him before. The song was actually written to be a very kind of contemplative, quiet, gentle song, and where we got to in the production was really representative of the process that I walked through in walking out this awakening that I had. And it ended up being this experience that just made me want to fly every time I heard it. I spent half of the time behind the mic in the recording process with my arms out, like in flying position, because the music itself just represents that part of the journey, that process of becoming fully alive, where you suddenly are awakened. You are engaged with life in a way that you weren't before. Suddenly things that have felt sleepy and drowsy and groggy suddenly are sharp and in focus. And it's something that I walked through myself in this actual stage of recording and writing the Awaken part of the project. I went through that exact process all over again. I remember a very distinct moment which came just before I wrote the song, where I realized that I was feeling really clumsy and like I was wading through sinking sand. And I remember really asking God for clarity. In that moment, it was a moment of surrender that he just seemed to put a switch on in me, and suddenly I was really aware of nature in a way that I hadn't really seen it before, and sounds and sights and smells. And it was like the line in the song itself, every atom bursting with praise. It was like suddenly there was something switched on in me that hadn't been before, and as a result of that and this 15-year season, I wrote this song to represent really what had happened to me in that season. The music in the second EP has definitely evolved from the first one. The first one is very meditative, reflective. Some people have said it's like soaking music. It's quiet for the soul, it's restful. And that is what we need in order to begin our dreaming journey with God. But Awakened is all about stepping out and waking up, and the music really represents that. It's more upbeat. It pushes lines, it pushes boundaries a little bit more, and the production is bigger. And Fully Alive really is a good representation of that. It's got a new beat, it's got a fresh sound, and it was a lot of fun to make, and I was really, really happy with where the guys took this track.